Hi, another week is coming to an end, so I'm back with another set of amazing deals on Steam and GOG. Let's check them out. Ladies and gentlemen, discounts rarely go as deep as this one, and Hellslave, a dark fantasy dungeon crawler, is available completely free until June 16th. So start with this one, because at this price, even if it sucks, it's a no-brainer. That said, it's naturally not that I wouldn't push a third on you. It's rather fun, dark role-playing indie adventure in which you've made a pact with the devil to grant you the power to stop the demon invasion of Earth. Talking about choosing of the lesser of the evils. Combat in Hellslave is turn-based and uses fatigue system, making you plan out your attacks strategically rather than just always going all out with your most powerful skills from the get-go. Acquire and use passive and active skills, pick postures and items for each encounter, and even turn into one of 6 demons. Hellslave may not be the most complex game of its kind, but with variety of character builds available and easy to get into but not simplistic gameplay, it's definitely a highly replayable one. While Before Your Eyes is currently on sale on GOG for just under $2, its Steam scores are at 97% overwhelmingly positive, so you can be assured that picking this one is money well spent. And trust me when I tell you that it's one of the most original and innovative games of the COVID era. It basically tells a tale of your soul's journey into the afterlife, starting just after your death and having you re-experience some of the most important moments of your entire life. All of them, good and bad. So your first love, family, fails and successes in your career, grief after loss of a loved one, and even your darkest kept secrets. Now, you may have noticed that I keep saying you, while Before Your Eyes have been made for everyone. And it's because it's a very emotional, deep and touching story. You may consider it in a weird way a part of your story. Before Your Eyes is not a game for everyone, but those who is it for will no doubt appreciate it and consider the $2 it is sold now for a steal. Do you remember Limbo, the dark atmospheric puzzle platformer that was as eerie and unsettling as it was captivating and impossible to put down? Well, Inside is an indirect follow-up to that title, and dare I say it, a better game. It's considerably much more grim and upsetting, but also, oh, so much more involving and addictive. It's also not a long adventure and will just take you a handful of hours to complete, but with 97% overwhelming scores on Steam and a sweet $2 price tag, it's a must-play to any fans of either puzzling or platforming. Preferably both. In Inside, you control a nameless boy who, after escaping from a dark and oppressive environment, finds himself in a world that's a decaying ruin and a sudden empty reminder of a once sprawling society. And the deeper you go seeking shelter, peace and freedom, the more intricate the puzzles and more challenging the dangers will become, testing your mind and agility at equal measures. Inside is a quiet and in a way sad adventure that lets its environments and atmosphere tell its story. There is a free demo available on Steam, so you really have no excuse not to try it out before you pull that $2 trigger. If you like Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder games, or even the modern takes on the genre like Legends of Grimrock, then you will love Vaporum. It's a fresh, unique and mixing classic gameplay and design ideas with modern interface and mechanics, steampunk take on the dungeon crawling. And boy oh boy, is it a surprise delight. It's a first-person, real-time combat grid-based single-character RPG with captivating, full of secrets and mysteries story that you will unravel slowly bit by bit. It's also chock full of various puzzles, in vein of these found in 1990s DOS classics. Collect and use different weapons with unique set bonuses, solve large and complex riddles, upgrade your Exoric with powerful skill-granting gadgets, and explore a gigantic lone spire, overflowing with deadly enemies and traps, towering silently over a desolate desert island. Many of you may still remember The Longest Journey, one of the most important and best point-and-click adventures ever made. There are a lot of reasons why it's considered as such, but I'm not gonna get into them today. And if you don't know the game, you should definitely seek it out. Either way, Dreamfall Chapters The Final Cut is a standalone story-driven emotional adventure in the Longest Journey universe. And it's one of those games where choices that you make not only push the plot forward, but can actually influence the narrative and have consequences. Often rather devastating ones. The world of Dreamfall Chapters is split between 2 realities: Stark, a realm of science and innovation that saw its better days before, and Arcadia, where magic and fantasy reign. You will play as 3 characters: Zoe Castillo, who is seeking answers about her identity, Kian Alvain, ex-assassin, dealing with his former life and its consequences, and Saga, a mysterious child trapped in the house that's suspended between the 2 realities. and all three of these will in their own way play a fundamental role in shaping of the future and history of both Stark and Arcadia. Oceanhorn 2, Knights of the Lost Realm is a fun, light-action adventure role-playing, and as such it features a stunningly beautiful designed fantasy world, unique ancient mostly environmental puzzles, towns and settlements to visit, NPCs to meet and interact with, and naturally enemies and huge bosses just waiting to be challenged and then conquered. If I absolutely had to compare Oceanhorn to something, I'd say that it's most familiar gameplay and theme-wise to the earlier 3D Zelda games like Ocarina of Time. The lush and full of life world of Gaia is in peril as the evil warlock Mesmerov has returned with his dark army. Will you and your unlikely allies be able to unite the three nations of Gaia to face the impending evil? Well, you will only know if you decide to grab this fantastic adventure while it's on sale and embark on the quest like no other. Or if you watch a playthrough of it on YouTube, cause that's a viable option too. Some games are so distinct from everything else, so one of a kind, that it's best to just experience them rather than talk about them. But since I hardly have an option here to just give it away in vast numbers so that you could all try it out, I have to tell you about it. And Fights in Tight Spaces is one of those games. So brace yourselves as I'm gonna try to explain it. You're a super secret Agent 11, and you're such a badass that John Wick would want to be you if he had bigger balls. And you are sent on a series of procedurally generated missions in which you're disassembling various crime syndicates, one body at a time. But, and that's the biggest gimmick here, Fights in Tight Spaces is not an action game at all, but instead a turn-based, tactical deck-building strategy puzzler. Yeah, I know, it's a lot. So you must create and expand upon your deck of moves and attacks, which then you use during said missions. Each card represents a particular trait from the movie's attack, counter or action, and seeing them all play out when you strategize well is so satisfying you wouldn't believe. And especially that, true to its name, all of these combat sequences take place in rather tight spaces, making positioning and chaining of your actions as crucial as your deck's composition. It's a game like no other, so grab it while it's still cheap. Demeo is a turn-based tactical role-playing tabletop game. Did he just say tabletop? Yeah, he did. I did. Because it is, and what's more, it's instantly playable online in up to 4 players multiplayer and also cross-platform. Meaning whether you get a game today on this amazing Steam sale or have it already on your PS5 or anywhere else, you can play it with anyone around the world. What's more, if you own a VR headset, it can be experienced like that as well, and it actually supposedly works pretty great that way too. Supposedly, as I've never seen it in VR. Play as Hunter, Sorcerer, Assassin, Guardian, Bard, Warlock or Barbarian, and along with your party, take on one of 5 built-in campaigns, with more on the way soon. While Demeo may lack in pure action department, it was made to mimic traditional tabletop campaign, and as such, it looks, feels and plays as good as you'd imagine it to be when sitting around the kitchen table with friends and taking a huge behemoth or a fire-breathing dragon with one hand and party drinks with another. Party drinks naturally being juices. Yeah, juices.
This is also a toxic place, riddled with spore fungi.
Despite what it may look like, Outpath is not a Minecraft clone at all. It's closer to Satisfactory actually, but also not it either. I mean, that's obvious, Outpath is Outpath, but it is eerily similarly looking and playing to few other games, all the while retaining its own identity. It's a mixture of active and passive base building and crafting, allowing you to give it as much time as you want, or having it play like a typical clicker/idle game. So you explore these islands, exploit them for the resources, level up skills and learn crafting recipes, and then build a base just to automate it so it would work when you're unwilling, unable or just without time to play yourself. Outpath may not be the most complicated of games, in fact, it's made in a way that wants you to relax and enjoy your time playing it, but if you want to spend time in its enchanting world actively, you can do that too. So if $5.99 seems a bit much for a game you're not sure you like, how about give it a go with a free Steam demo? You know, to check if its unique loop is in your puddle of interests. Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut is an homage to classic, dark, cyberpunk-themed RPGs and a fantastic experience. It's a standalone campaign expansion to the original Shadowrun Returns, set in Germany in Berlin. It is set in the year 2054 and mixes traditional cyberpunk tropes with fantasy creatures and races like elves and trolls in a unique turn-based tactical RPG like no other. Lead a small team of Shadowrunners, each with their own skills, abilities, characters and motivations on a quest that will take you on a roller coaster of an adventure full of conspiracies, mysteries, colliding ideologies, difficult but meaningful choices, moral dilemmas, dark experiments and power struggles that threaten to plunge future Berlin into chaos. Whether it's tech or magic, you will use and face both, and going through this story will leave you thinking about it long after you've completed it. It's a steal for $3.74 only and money well spent. Even better, if you wanna grab the entire trilogy, it's also on GOG for only $10.07 and also until June 14th. So that's even a better deal. The weekend may be over, but the week of gaming is just about to begin. And with these 10 amazing titles at even better prices, I predict you'll have a lot of fun. If you liked the video, let me know in the comments below. Then hit those like, share, sub and bell icons too, for YouTube to let you know when I release something new. I'm done for tonight, and I'm gonna go and relax myself, but you take care of yourself, eat great food, play games and, well, come back maybe. I'd really like to talk to you again.